What in the world's going on, guys? Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan here on a Sunday. It's the 6th of December. How are you doing here after a Miami Dolphin 19-7 victory over those feisty Cincinnati Bengals? A game which saw, you name it. It saw ejections, skirmishes in the end zone, near midfield, you name it. It's I'm sure fines will be handed out. Just a crazy game. Two teams that definitely had an edge for one another. That's for sure. Devontae Parker gets ejected. I believe Xavier Howard got ejected. Just to name a few. And the Dolphins pull this out though, 19-7. If you do like the content of this particular video, please go ahead below and hit that like button. It would be much appreciated. So let's get into the game, guys. The Dolphins improved their record here, a Week 13 victory to 8-4 on the season. This was a game, if we look at that schedule coming up, guys, this was a game that the Dolphins just had to win. We had to get it done, and they did. It was a little bit of an adventure there in the first half, no doubt. Tua was starting to look like the old Tua, or the week, whatever it was, Tua, against Denver, I believe, week 11. But credit to Tua, he snaps back strong with a pretty good second half performance. And if you look at the stat line, it really wasn't that bad at all when all was said and done. So we may have made some progress here today with Tua's overall production really moving forward. I still tend to think the better option for this year is Ryan Fitzpatrick. I know he throws the occasional interception and all that stuff and the turnovers every now and then. That's just something you're going to have to put up with Fitzpatrick. That's his game. He likes to throw it around. He's not nearly as conservative as Tua. But, hey, Dolphins get the win. Tua does look a little bit better. We'll take it. Going in, the Dolphin running attack still is struggling, though. I'm going to get into the statistics, here in a moment. The running game continues to struggle. Dolphins right at the bottom of the league as far as yards per carry average, right around 3.6 going into the game, and it didn't fare much better, although Myles Gaskin would have nice yardage in the second half. So probably a little bit of a slight improvement on that total as far as that average in today's game, as Gaskin would average a little bit above 4 yards per carry. Let's get into the breakdown, guys, of this particular game for the Bengals. Bengals struggled. They only scored 7 points, and let's keep in mind, guys, the big real story here is the Dolphin defense. If you want to talk about one positive, something to get excited about, it is the Dolphin defense. Even though we've had 2 wins against the Bengals, who are definitely rebuilding and are without their future quarterback or franchise quarterback, and Joe Burrow, who went down to injury a few weeks ago, and the winless Jets, who almost pulled out a victory today against the Las Vegas Raiders. But Brandon Allen, who not a bad backup, he would come in, go 11 out of 19 for the Bengals, 153 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He was sacked 5 times. Ryan Finley would relieve Allen, who would leave the game with Brandon Allen with an injury late in the game, in the fourth quarter. Ryan Finley comes in and does okay. He goes 6 out of 7 for 40 yards. He did throw that interception. He was sacked once. So the Dolphin defense with 6 sacks today, guys. And yeah, I know it's against the Jets and the Bengals, but the Dolphins have only allowed 10 points in the last 2 games. That's pretty awesome. Just that really big Tyler Boyd touchdown reception is all the Bengals would really produce on the ground. They couldn't get much going. Giovanni Bernard, 12 carries for 30 yards. Samaje Perine, 3 carries, 7 yards. Allen would add 2 carries for 3 yards. Bernard was getting a lot of work early, and here I am thinking, uh-oh, this is going to be one of those games like, kind of like a 20 to 25 maybe carry performance for Giovanni Bernard. But no, they would basically start going to the passing game and count on that, but they couldn't really generate much against the Dolphins, which was great to see. Tyler Boyd has noted he would only have one catch in this game, but it was the 72-yard touchdown in the first half. Very nice play. Drew Sample would go 7 catches for 49 yards. T. Higgins, the rookie standout wide receiver for the Bengals, would finish with 56 yards receiving on 5 catches. Alex Erickson would add 2 catches for 17 yards. Bernard out of the backfield, 2 catches, -1 yard. Tua would wind up throwing the football 39 times. They pretty much went to this like ball control aerial attack, especially in the middle part of that game. Second and third quarter, he was throwing the football a lot. He would finish 26 of 39, 296 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, and he wasn't sacked. So a lot of the Tua supporters like the fact that he doesn't really turn the ball over, and then you're coupling that with the defense playing real well. I mean, yeah, that's awesome. That will get you wins against a team like the Bengals. Will it get you wins against a team like the Chiefs, who we play next week, who the Dolphins play next week? That remains to be seen. But on the season, Tua now at 7 touchdown passes and no interceptions. So, I mean, guys, you can't really see any fault, I should say, in that. Gaskin finishes with a quiet 90 yards. You wouldn't really think of watching the game. I mean, yeah, he had some nice carries, but he would finish with 90 yards on 21 carries. He did lose a fumble, though, in the second half. Second straight week, Dolphins they lost 2 last week and then lost another one this week. Lynn Bowden Jr., a carry, 11 yards. Patrick Laird, 3 carries, 6 yards. Tua would add 3 yards on the ground on 3 carries. For the receiving group, Mike Gesicki breaks out. Here we go. 9 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Something about that, guys, I want to touch on. Was watching one of the various fantasy football programs. The one on ESPN is my favorite, and that wasn't on this morning. I couldn't find it. Something was going on. So I just watched another random one. It was pretty good. They were saying and talking about how Gesicki may not be a good start, or at least something to consider, because Tua now is going to be the starter, who was really struggling. And I could see that whole mindset, and actually going into the game, I'm thinking, Dolphins got to get something out of Gesicki at tight end. But if you take a look, I mean, this is just really a side note here, just an extra thought. When quarterbacks tend to struggle or they're trying to find their way, they tend to go to that, well, if it's Tua with the left, right? He's a lefty. They tend to go to that tight end a little more. I'm thinking Gesicki. Now, I didn't predict 9 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. No. I was thinking he might still get 4 or 5 catches today, and he exceeded that. He played well. Nice throw and catch in the end zone, too, on the Gesicki touchdown. Gaskin would add 51 yards receiving on 2 catches. Jakeem Grant, 2 catches, 42 yards. Bowden Jr., 4 catches, 41 yards. Devontae Parker, 4 catches, 35 yards. Devontae needs Fitzpatrick in there, guys. If you ever notice, I mean, Devontae's numbers go way up when Fitzpatrick's in there, but the Dolphins aren't really ultimately concerned, although they want to see Devontae do really well. They want to win games first. So, but Devontae and Tua just haven't put it together yet. That's something that we hope does happen in the weeks to come. Durham Smythe would have 2 catches, 16 yards, as would Patrick Laird out of the backfield, 2 catches, 16 yards. Mac Hollins would have a catch for 7 yards. Xavier Howard, again, another interception. This one also early in the game. This would be his NFL leading 8th interception. on the season. Xavier Howard having a tremendous year for the Dolphins, and he's really, and he's getting these interceptions at key points. This one was early in the game, but Dolphins were down early. He gets that pick. It was really nice and great to see. Having a tremendous season. Now here it is moving forward, everyone. As we move into the last 4 weeks, it's going to be the Chiefs at home. Then it's going to be the Patriots at home. Raiders on the road, who barely beat the Jets today, but still, I believe that's a 7-win team in the Raiders. And the Bills, Buffalo Bills on the road. So it goes home, road. The Bill game would be January 3rd in Buffalo. Dolphins now are only a half a game behind the Bills, who have yet to play this week. Bills sit at 8-3. Dolphins 8-4 in the hunt, not only for the division, but definitely for a wild card spot. If you're the Dolphins, you need 2 more wins, pretty much. Doesn't guarantee you a playoff appearance. I remember way back when, I think it was 2002, when the Dolphins had Ricky Williams. I had season tickets that year, by the way. And the Dolphins won 10 games, and they did not make the playoffs. I was crushed. And Ricky Williams had a wonderful season. He rushed for over 2,000 yards that year. So although 10 wins will almost always do it, it doesn't technically always get you in the playoffs. Dolphins need to win 2 of these last 4. I know it doesn't sound that tough, but it kind of is. When you look at who are playing, Chiefs, Patriots, and then on the road against the Raiders, on the road against the Bills. So guys, for now, this is Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan. Leave me a comment. What do you think? What's going on here? Go ahead, hit that like button if you did enjoy the content of this video, and I'll talk to you soon.